go to the actual WrestleMania card, and with adrenaline in my soul, we have to talk about Cody Rhodes and his not so surprised yet stupidly surprised return to WWE. Pretty much, WrestleMania was the roads to WrestleMania this year, and this moment, I think, even above Stone Cold returning / retiring, is the moment that people are going to remember this WrestleMania by.
I don't know, dude. So many things happened. Fucking Vince got stunned, sort of, again.
Vince pulled a Linda McMahon.
History will show that Vince got stunned because of that editing package they did. They got the right angle.
Oh, they got the great angle.
They got lucky.
Yeah.
All right, they got lucky. But that happens. I think the Austin Stunning McMahon will go above the Austin match, because the Austin match wasn't good. Like, it was great, but it wasn't like he didn't look that great.
I mean, he took a suplex on a floor.
He did do that. I mean, but there were some parts where he just didn't look good, and some parts where he looked great. But Cody, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I was like, oh yeah, Bianca and Becky stole the show, and I was like, oh, never mind, Cody's here. And then this match stole the weekends. This everything about this was amazing. Everything about it was great, and I was so excited to cheer Cody again, and I was so excited to see all the AEW fans cheer Cody again. And it's like, like Cody was right, like he got what he wanted, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, it was such a moment.
This is the Cody we deserve.
Yeah.
This is the best version of Cody.
It's one of those things. I was talking to shout out to this guy Big Hirsch, who sat behind me during SmackDown and Raw and everything, and he was like, the Cody thing wasn't an entrance, it was more of a moment. And I think when you look back at this is going to be like a moment in time of where were you when Cody Rhodes returned to WWE. Because it did feel bigger than an entrance. It was a moment, because it was like, you never say never.
They fixed his theme song. There was no like God chant. It was just, wrestling is more than one royal. And the crowd just...
We lost it.
Everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Everyone knew, and it was still the loudest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Austin was still, I think, a little bit louder.
I mean, I think Austin Night 2 was the loudest.
Austin Night 2 was the loudest.
But Cody got the best reaction.
Yeah. And what was great, there's a lot of things great about this moment, especially the meticulousness about when he came out. So when the song goes, crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show, is when he starts to rise up. Mm-hmm. From the stage. The fact that Mike Rome can sound like Justin Roberts was unbelievable. Did you notice that?
After you mentioned it, after you mentioned it to me, I thought back. I was like, no, you're right.
Yeah.
It sounded just like him. Like he sounded Cody.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, how did they get Justin Roberts? And then Wade's wife told me about that Mike Rome is like literally a professional voice actor and knows how to throw his voice to sound like different people. And I was that's brilliant.
They pay insurance on their vocal cords too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to. Like it's wild.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's brilliant.
Everything about it was great. And then the match started.
Yeah. And it was so good.
Dude, like Seth is Mr. WrestleMania. Like they got to give him the title Mr. WrestleMania.
And he is the modern day Mr. WrestleMania at this point. He hasn't had a bad match in years.
No, like I honestly think he's a little underrated and definitely underappreciated.
You know what this reminded me of? This match of like the unknown opponent, essentially. It's like when they went to Dallas years ago and they did Sammy and Shinsuke.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they called that on the fly. I doubt they did, because Cody has been signed for a pretty long time now, which he revealed. But everything about this great V and the logo, and I watched the TV replay of this stuff, and they shattered the logo in 3D everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, my God.
Dude, WWE made him look like such a fucking star. And you know who was watching at WrestleMania? MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Because MJF's going to go, oh, that's how they're treating Cody?
Yeah.
How they gonna treat me? They know I'm the youngest prospect, and they're interested in me.
Yeah. Like, they know my contract's coming up in a couple of years.
You know who else is gonna watch that? John Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone, it's all eyes on it's all eyes on Cody.
Yeah.
Like, this is the craziest thing because what he's doing in WWE is literally no different from what he did in AEW minus Brandy,
Which we don't know if Brandy's going to show up just yet.
which she shouldn't ever. Ever. I don't know what it is. People hate her. And I don't know why. I don't know if she deserves it. I have no idea what she did, but her next to Cody is toxic for television. Cody by himself, being Cody the way he is now, he has everything he wanted, and all he needed was a little bit of WWE elbow grease.
Yeah.
A little Vince dust in the production
It
value.
is a little bit of Vince dust.
It's the Vince dust, dude. It's the fucking Vince dust. And now they have the Dusty library they can use.
Yeah, and so did you...
Yeah, dude, like, Cody Rhodes is... I think Cody Rhodes is, honestly, if they can't get The Rock, Cody Rhodes is believable to beat Roman Reigns.
Yes, Cody Rhodes is the biggest babyface in wrestling right now.
Yeah. Like, low-key, like, if they play their cards right, he could be a John Cena-level babyface in WWE.
He's got everything going with him besides the fucking neck tattoo.
Makes up that tattoo.
Yeah. If you really, like, think about this as well, is that Cody Rhodes just opened up another quote-unquote forbidden door. Cody Rhodes just showed you this is how you can come back to WWE.
Yeah.
And you know who could possibly opens the door for it? Because you know who probably saw that? Zack fucking Ryder, the NWA champion. Zack Ryder's killing it on the indies right now.
I don't think WWE cares to give a fuck.
I don't know, but like,
Zack Ryder.
but think about it. Think about it. If he plays his cards right,
it's totally possible. I mean, if Vince sees what AEW is doing with all these other promotions,
yeah,
well, I should say Nick Khan specifically,
yeah,
like, I almost think he'd be a fool not to. But then again, you know, they're two completely different companies, the AEW and WWE. So they might just not care. You know, they're very big on growing from within as opposed to other companies. So I don't think they would care about an NWA. I think AEW does because they're smart, but WWE, I just don't think so.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Cody's an exception. I mean, but Cody got everything he wanted in his negotiations. I think because he spent the time on the indies and he's done everything in 6 years on
Cody,
the indies.
for sure. Yeah,
in 6 years on the indies, Cody did everything, almost everything in the business that you can think of.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that smartened him up to a level that he's never known before, and I think that also gave him leverage. Like,
so I'm not gonna lie. Also, I was watching Dynamite and I was just like, damn. After that WrestleMania,
it's not the same.
It's not the same, but it kind of feels like minor leagues, which is a very weird thing to say because they're a very legit, talented, incredible roster that's putting on a great product.
Yeah,
but it's like Cody leaving and doing this. It sent a very strong.
It's
message.
A strong message. Yeah.
It's such a big fuck you, and like I feel it. I still love AEW, but I feel it.
I think I shout out to Charles. I sent Charles a text after that, after the Cody entrance, and I said Tony Khan's shitting himself.
Yeah, or he's marking out one or the other. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was watching. I'm surprised he wasn't at A&T Stadium like a fucking mark in his suite popping for Austin. You know what I mean? Like. He watched WrestleMania and probably loved it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's why I love about Tony Khan. He's such a fucking mark.
It was just everything is great about Cody. And like I put this right now, if you're a Vegas bettor, Cody Rhodes is the number one odds to win Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. He's winning one of them this year.
Oh.
At this point in time, there's nobody bigger than Cody to win the Rumble or Money in the Bank. It's pick your poison. The story's laid out perfectly. His speech on the Raw after Mania, perfect.
Okay. So a question. Let's fantasy book next year's WrestleMania then. Night 1, night 2. Say night 2 you have Rock Roman, right? That's projected.
Okay.
Now, if you're gonna say to me that doesn't need the title, and Cody has the title to main event night 1. When does he take it off Roman? And who does he go up against in Mania?
I think Cody is the Mania main event.
Over Rock Roman?
In my booking, and this also goes to the title unification, winner take all stuff. I don't think it's unification. I think it's the fact that they just hold both titles. At some point, they will split up a double champion again. I don't think it's a unification that'll last long. So there's that.
I don't think so. I think champions is going to be on each show.
Yeah. But I think at some point, either whoever wins the tags, and then the Universal and WWE, eventually those belts are going to resplit again. I think they're doing this kind of to make a statement to push a Bloodline storyline, which is perfectly fine. But in a
maybe
in my perfect world, Cody gets inches from winning Money in the Bank, and loses to somebody else because the heel needs to win Money in the Bank to take out Cody down the road. Cody survives, and Cody loses Money in the Bank, but he wins the Rumble. And then he from the Rumble, he goes to the main event, the face.
Face Roman?
I'm assuming either if we don't get Rock, Cody's the most believable babyface I've seen. We always have the question, who's taking out Roman? Who's going to take out Roman? Cody's the guy right now.
Cody is the guy right now for sure, and it's very believable.
Yeah. But do you have Roman hold for another year?
Absolutely.
At least one of the titles he holds for another year. I don't think he holds both for another year.
I think of argument. I think it unifies, becomes one belt. He holds it for another year because they want him. They want him to be in the conversation of Bruno. I mean, 3 years is the closest you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And they want to be closer to Hogan because Hogan had it for like 3, 4, 5 years. So they want him in that echelon, which don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns deserves. But it's just a question of does Roman need the title? And the answer is no. But it makes more sense with the storylines so on the head of the table.
I think Cody needs Roman to have the title.
But here's another thing too. Say Roman beats Rock and it's for the title. And then Cody beats Roman after that.
Okay.
So you want, because if you get that, because Roman's going to beat Rock.
Sure.
So that momentum needs to carry over to someone else once he loses.
Yeah.
So do you bust your load too early on Cody, or do you wait until after Roman beats Rock to do Cody?
I'm giving Cody winning a world title in WWE 1 year from his WrestleMania debut.
All right, so you think he's going to win it next year, actually, at WrestleMania?
Yeah, at the latest. That's how I would book this. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you need to split the titles. Why split the titles? And continue the brand split.
Different networks, different agendas, different networks.
Yeah, but both networks want the titles, so both networks now have the titles.
But eventually, that's gonna. But here's the thing: Roman hasn't been on SmackDown in a long. Roman was on SmackDown this week.
He wasn't on SmackDown this week. He doesn't have to be.
He wasn't on Raw this week either.
He doesn't have to. He's also hurt.
He's also injured, which we'll talk about that and how it.
Yeah, apparently Brock broke a rib too. At the same match.
Can they just tell these guys not to actually fight each other?
Dude, once Rick Boogs got hurt, I was like, uh-oh, Roman's gonna get hurt. That was my dead ass. That was my first thought.
You know, but yeah, I still think I still like the brand split. I don't like seeing the same characters on each show.
I say get rid of the brand split. Let's have 2 belts. Well, 4 belts.
Was it 4?
Yeah, because you get the 2 mid card, and then tag, and then world.
I don't like. I think the rush is still too big to put them all together. I like the brand split because it gives more people opportunities.
Oh no, the brand split's still going to be there, but champions can go back and forth.
I would be okay with that compromise.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do. Because I agree with you.
Yeah.
That would be like if you saw Seth Rollins on both shows, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah.
you keep the quote unquote brand split, but only champions go in between shows.
Understandable. So then the titles can flip flop between shows no matter what.
Exactly. And like if you have a big storyline on Raw with Roman Reigns, you can put the IC title and the US title on SmackDown to kind of even out a little bit and try and elevate.
So it's a modified brand split. I like it.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, Fox is going to want Roman Reigns too.
Yeah.
But there's certain like the main event, they just want Roman on both shows. That's what they really want.
Yeah.
So
I don't blame them.
Like if you got the big feud like Roman Cody, yeah, that should be on both shows. Like, duh.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, that's fine with me. Let's move along. Then also, by the way, the biggest genius of WWE in all of this, as soon as Cody made his way into that ring, 3 shirts showed up on WWE Shop.
Incredible.
And they showed up all around AT&T Stadium.
Incredible. Dude, WWE is just, they're so fucking good at making money. They just have all the best ideas.
And
except for creative, but it's incredible. When it comes to making money, they are the greatest company possibly in certain aspects, in certain sectors of America. So hold on, Amazon and Google and Facebook and all of those social media companies and the governments in America. So excuse me.
I will say
entertainment company.
They even they even took over. Dallas has a team store. They took it over and just put WWE merch all over it. You couldn't couldn't find Dallas Cowboy merchandise in AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play because it was all WWE merchandise.
Well, they also knew no one was going to buy it. But I figured my point. Yeah, but I figured my point was anyway.
Yeah, I like Cody. Even when Cody did a backstage interview right afterwards, and they threw him one of his shirts, and he said, "Oh, they took my idea with Pharaoh," so he didn't even know what his shirts looked like.
Amazing.
Before they dropped,
the creator was just, market was just like, dude, we got this. All right, we had these made months ago. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're gonna make millions in a night.
Yeah,
I remember my point. They brought the city of Dallas like $300 million.
I'm not surprised.
Like they brought that city so much money.
Mm-hmm. That's why people bid on Manias now, like they bid on Super Bowls.
As they should. they fucking bid on Amazon factories. All right.
Yeah. So
of course they're gonna bid on WrestleMania.
If you listen to Cody's cryptic promos that he's done since he came back. He left. He became a free agent. I think on the Monday after WrestleMania, he said he came a free agent like 47 days ago, and he had to keep. And in another interview or something, he said that he had to keep this thing secret for 40 days. I was like, this motherfucker made a decision in a week where he was going.
Oh yeah,
and signed in a week. He signed the deal. He signed a multi-year contract with WWE, which means he's getting a boatload of fucking money. He signed a multi-year contract with WWE. He is now the executive producer on his father's A&E documentary.
Of course.
And his family gets to travel with him, and he gets his own bus to travel the nation in.
And dude, good for him.
Yeah, he got everything he wanted. For him.
It's so funny how this. If I listen back to episodes where I hate Cody Rhodes and AEW, and now I think he's the god. Like I don't understand why every wrestling fan has that emotion. I just know it's true.
I remember leading up to Mania when you asked like, how do you think Cody Rhodes is going to be received? I'm like, he's going to be like the prodigal son returning, and that's exactly what happened.
And I have no idea why. And I can't wait until we turn on him.
Who knows?
Oh my god!
He's doing everything right. He's giving away his weight belts to children in the crowd. Like he is.
Yeah, he did that in AEW too. I think it was like, I don't know Cody Rhodes. I wish I did. I know someone who knows Cody Rhodes, so he says he's a sweetheart of a man, super nice, super generous.
I know people that have met him and said the same exact thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like my friend worked with him a few times.
Yeah.
In production, he's just a sweetheart of a man. But I think he didn't really care about AEW. I think he just wanted the fame and the fortune. I think he wanted this to be the glory.
I think I also heard some other stuff too.
Like I think he just wanted to be known. Like he wanted this reception because he started AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. When he didn't get it, he's like, "All right, I'll just get it in WWE."
Yeah, I mean, it's
nothing wrong with that, but I think that's just what he wanted.
Oh, so that's a Tony Khan breaking news. Gotcha. AEW and New Japan Super Show at the United Center in Chicago on June 26th. A little bit too early for me.
Damn.
Yeah, that's Tony's big announcement. But
that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I was hoping it was gonna be a streaming service.
Yeah, nope, not yet.
Well, that needs to happen.
Yeah.
Are we gonna Sideberg there eventually, or can I Sideberg there?
Not Sideberg there yet because we still gotta get through WrestleMania. But I will say this: I did hear some rumblings. I don't know if any of this is true or not, but there was some rumblings that he did have a little bit of a follow with Tony.
Yeah, creative differences.
From what I heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, he wanted to help Tony with ROH and be like, "Hey, let me be the lead guy in ROH. You have enough to deal with AEW." And Tony's like, "I can do it all." And Tony was like, "All right." And Cody was like, "All right."
Dude, Cody really wanted to be Cody just wants to be Triple H. He wanted ROH to be better than NXT, which
he could have done it. With the backing that he had from Tony, I mean, it could have happened. ROH has always been a great product. historically.
would have been interesting. Cody running ROH. Tony was probably like, dude, you think they're booing you now? If you take over ROH, you're gonna get booed out of the building.
So